Hi guys, it's a girl Chini. Welcome to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be talking about forgiveness. I'm going to talk about the benefit of forgiveness, how important it is, and why you need to forgive. If that is what you want to say, then keep watching. I'll be emphasizing on the word forgiveness. I came across a post, but I forgot to screenshot that post where I'll put her name in the screen for you guys, where someone was interviewing her because she's a victim of a narcissist, which I talk about in the other video. Actually, I didn't emphasize on it, but I talk about in things that might be the cause of being a narcissist. She was saying that those people who hurt her, she won't forgive them for all the things they have done to her. She has a no contact with them and she can't forgive. I went in the comment section, I said, that is a wrong teaching. Forgiveness is not for who offended you. So when you want to talk about forgiveness, you are not forgiving the person who offended you, but it is for you. Because you keeping what the person did to you in your heart is a sin. It's not good to keep it in your heart. You need to let it go. When the Bible talk about forgiveness, when something happened, there is no way you can forgive and forget, even though that there is a word forgive and forget, but that does not mean you can forget. It's just something that you need to wipe out all the memories, and which you are not a system, neither are you a robot. It's only a robot or a system that you can wipe out, but basically not a human. Because if you don't forgive, you cannot heal. The job of a forgiveness is that it can take you to the road of healing. The unforgiveness can take you to the road of grudge, hatred, anger, and so many more. Let's take a look about the meaning of forgiveness in a biblical way, not in a word way. We'll still talk about that, but let's see it in a biblical way. Let's look at Ephesians 4 verse 32, which says, "Be kind to one another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, as God in Christ forgave you." Then when you go to Mark 11 verse 25, it says, "And whenever you stand praying, forgive if you have anything against anyone, so that your Father also who is in heaven may forgive you your trespass." You may be a Christian watching this video. You may not be a Christian watching this video. It's easy for a non-believer to say, "I will never forgive." That's because they don't know the biblical importance or why it's important to forgive. When a non-believer said they will not forgive, they think that if they did not forgive you, you will come back begging them, or you will be frustrated, or you will come and need their forgiveness, or things will not go well with you, or in so many ways you can believe. But the thing is that as a Christian, as a child of God, as a human created by God, as a living thing, because you're not a non-living thing, forgiveness is so important. Not even for the person who offended you, but it is for you. Because when you forgive, you heal, you move ahead. Things will start being prosperous for you. You may see the people who even offend you, they will just move on with their life. Things will be doing so well for them. They will be sickness free, living happily, enjoying their life like they never did anything. I don't know if you guys have seen that, but I have seen. But looking at the person in question that they offended, keeping grudges, tying herself down. If it takes you 20 years to forgive who offended you, it will take God 20 years to forgive you your sins. I don't know why I didn't mention this in when I made the video of marriage. If you cannot forgive, you can't come together. You must forgive. You must be a forgiving type of person. Not because of the person who offended you. You in question, you need it. You will not be moving forward. Things will not be going well with you. And you won't know how to communicate with others that you will meet on the road. Because if, for example, someone offended you, someone duped you, someone scammed you, someone did something in one way or the other to you, and you didn't forgive to move ahead, that will help you, and you start thinking that everybody is the same or everybody can actually behave like the person who did that to you, or you start thinking that, oh, because this so person did this to me, that is how others is, even when others is very, very clear in the picture that they are not like that. And what unforgiving does is that it keep attracting those people who will be coming into your life to offend you, people who will come into your life to hurt you, people who will come into your life to deal with you, people who will come and pretend at the outside, like the physical appearance, that they are nice, and whereas deep inside them they came for a mission. That is what unforgiveness can also attract. Unforgiveness can attract a lot of things. It can attract failure, it can attract sickness, it can attract hatred, it can attract anger, because whenever you see the person, you will always be angry. And what unforgiveness can also do to you is that it will make you not to forgive or be able to love yourself like you're supposed to. Because when you forgive somebody, you have freed the person from your heart. You will even feel it in your heart that something left you. That is why when you see a lot of people, when they are in the midst of prayer, or they're in the middle of prayer, or they're in a program, church program, they'll say, something left me. What left you? It may be anger, it may be sickness, it may be bad thinking, it may be so many things. So it may be so many things that left the person. And the person will say, something left me. Because if something leaves you, when you forgive somebody from the bottom of your heart, you will be free from your heart. But when you don't, you will feel your heart will be so heavy, to the extent that you may be thinking you have heart problem. Yes, unforgiveness can cause heart problem, because it can cause bitterness. When you are in the mission of unforgiveness, you will start developing bitterness. And bitterness, when you see the people who hurt you, you will be so bittered. And what does bitterness do? Bitterness can lead you to start planning evil. So you see, unforgiveness have a lot of brothers and sisters that will destroy. And when you start developing all these things, now, just because you want to revenge, this is when you start developing all these things, then the revenge takes its place in you. You won't know when you start revenging, doing what you don't supposed to do. No matter how you pretend outside to be happy, you can never be happy. You can never be happy if you are not healed. It's just like somebody who is abused by a narcissist. If you don't go for a therapy, if you are not healed, if you haven't moved on, if you haven't forgive, there is no way you can move on. There is no way you can be better. So you need to be better. The first process in whatever is to forgive. Do you know that forgiveness can take you to your promised land? Yes. Forgiveness can open so many good doors for you. Forgiveness can give you connection. Do you know how many times you offend God? Remember, that person that offended you and me is a human that is just a machine, a human that was created by God. Do you know so many things that God say we shouldn't do that we always do? Do you know how many times God have talked to us or warned us that we shouldn't do this, and at the end of the day we'll end up doing it? Do you know how many times that you have offended God in so many ways that you have offended him, but he keeps forgiving you? If this person do this to you, then how much more of the things you are doing to God? There are so many things I'm gonna talk about in this channel that we don't even know that it is a sin before God. Ephesians 4 verse 32. It says, be kind to one another. So be kind to one another. People always promote bad things. People promote the act of unforgiveness. It's not good to forgive that person that really offend you. Don't ever forgive. I don't know why people don't like promoting something that will benefit everybody, but instead they go around promoting something that will be harmful to our souls. If your husband cheats on you, Forgive and move on. Divorce in the process, like I said in my previous video. Then if your wife hurts you so much, forgive and move on. God will revenge. Leave revenge for God. God does it better than you do. You as a man, all you can do is to use gun or go spiritual or this and that. But leave revenge for God. God is a God of justice. He knows that so person offended you. He knows that so person dealt with you. He knows that so person really hurt you. But if you don't forgive that person, you have not given God the go ahead to take your revenge or to bring justice to you. Yes. So your forgiveness is a key. It's just like you buying a new house. And in that house, without key, you cannot go inside the building. Yes. You go inside the building because you have key. If you don't have a key, you can't go inside. The door is locked up. So you forgiving the person who offended you is kind of handing the key over to the owner of the house. God is the owner of your body. So if you don't forgive that person that offended you, you did not allow him into your body. You didn't open the door for him. You didn't say, Lord, come and take control. But immediately you forgive, you have invited him in to come and do your justice. And that is why when the word they said karma, because if you go and revenge for yourself, karma will not be working. Karma cannot work for somebody that revenge for themselves. If you don't forgive, karma cannot work. So to allow karma to work for you, I don't say that God is a karma, but for God to come inside and allow the karma to visit. If God come inside your home, he will now do his thing by himself. But if you didn't allow God into your home, you went on in the process of, I will never forgive him, I will deal with him, I will revenge. Honey, karma will not visit the person. Even if the person will be so doing well, the person will be amazed, the person will be favored. You will be there, dealing, dying, and the most especially when you see that the person who offended you are now loved by all, are now progressing, are now move on and doing so well. So the act of karma is through forgiveness. Karma does not work in an environment where there is unforgiveness. To allow karma do his job and do his justice, you must forgive, you must open the door for God to come in and command the karma in the position they will go. You don't know the direct position. The Bible says, for I know the thought I have for you, the thought of good and not of evil, to give you a good expected end. God knows the best for us. When you choose to walk in the road of forgiveness, you are welcome. This is the best decision you have ever done for yourself. Forgive the person. Move on. The only problem you will have is that you forgive the person and you didn't move on. Forgive and let God be the judge. God, let God be my judge. Forgive. If you don't forgive, you have not invited God in. Forgive and let God do the job. Just forgive the person. Tell her, I have forgiven you from the bottom of my heart, but I don't want your communications again. Move on with your life. Do something better with your life. You don't have to sit down to talk about, oh, I forgive you yesterday, you still did it. No, just move on. Even if you do it in the next 10 seconds, forgive and move on with your life. Forgive. So important. If you're into business and you don't forgive, unforgiveness can also block your customers. It can also block your business. It can affect all the areas of your life until you forgive. So you deciding not to forgive is just like you tying yourself in the chain, locking up your heart. Forgive so that God will come into your life and direct the karma where they should go. As you take the step to forgive the person who have wronged you so much, who have offended you in so many ways, who have done that which you haven't seen. And most times, the pain we go through may be the process of our destination. If you are walking on a straight road without a bending, without a hole, without anything, the road will be so sweet and nice, but life does not happen that way. You must meet certain people on your way, and in that certain people, the ones who will offer you a good one, the ones who will insult the nonsense out of you, the ones who will deal with you, the ones who will dupe you. In all things, apply wisdom. Wisdom is the road to success. Wisdom is our road. This is why the Bible made us to be very wise. To be wise, you should be cautioned, forgive, emphasize, even if the person offended you this night, forgive, so that you will not have any hindrance. We always create a game in our phone, and in that game, you pass a lot of obstacle on the road, trying to reach where you are going, trying to reach the winning point. That is how life is. So in life, we pass so many obstacles on the road just to reach where we are going. Because if you don't pass those obstacles, you can't reach where you are going. So you reach where you are going when you pass those obstacles. So you pass it and you continue the journey just to reach your winning goal. When you finish passing all those obstacles, you'll be like, yeah, I win. That is how life is. So unforgiveness is also on the road. I didn't believe that this man will do this to me. I didn't believe that this woman is a devil incarnate. No, they are part of the obstacles on your success, to the road of your success. No, success, you don't just walk straight road and go to the success. No, you must pass all through problems that will build you up. If Joseph has ever known that they will throw him inside the pit, his brothers will sell him, he will become a slave. If only he knew, he wouldn't have accepted to be a prime minister. Yes, he didn't know. All he knows that he's a big person. God showed him the dream, but God did not show him the process. So the process of selling him, the process of putting him inside the pit, the process of him being a slave, the process of Potiphar's wife lying against him, the process of so many things, the process of him being in the prison for I think about 2 or 3 years in the prison, and the process of finally getting into his destination. If God showed him the road, he would say, no, I don't want to go that road. I don't want to. Please just hold your prime minister. I don't want it. It's because God did not show him the road. That is why he ended up passing through those obstacles, and at the end he reached the final destination, which is becoming a prime minister. And guess what? It didn't even end there. He became the prime minister. His brothers still come to his city, to his town, to buy food just to eat. He still forgives them. He cooks. Read your Bible. He cooks. He called them. He even begged Pharaoh to bring his parents, his families to the city. And Pharaoh did. But the most painful part of the whole thing is that in Genesis 50, Joseph died. I cried. Why will Joseph die? Why? He died through sickness. I feel so bad when I reached that part. Joseph died. Me and my children, we cried. We just sat down. We cried. And he was buried in Egypt. After so many years of Moses and God and the Pharaoh, they finally left Egypt. They went to his grave. They dig it. They take his bones. Everything. They take all of them and go to the land of Canaan. So, I would advise you, read your Bible. God has so many things to tell you about forgiveness. Be a Bible reader. Learn to educate yourself. Stop depending on people who will explain and teach you. Learn to teach yourself. Learn to read by yourself. Learn to do all things by yourself. King James is my favorite Bible. I read and I understand it perfectly. Why did I share this Bible part in this video is to lead you or to make you understand that life is just like the game. You see a lot of obstacles just to reach your destination. And when you reach, you forgive. If you don't forgive, you will not reach your destination. You must forgive. Forgiveness is also part of the obstacles. You forgive, you move on to the next one. You forgive, you move to the next one. You forgive, you go to the next one. Until you reach, you keep forgiving. So, I hope this was able to put so many things into your life. I hope this was able to educate you in so many areas of your life. I hope this video was able to touch you like it did. I hope this video was able to put meaning into things for you. If you like it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and also subscribe in the subscribe button right there. And of course, I'll keep seeing you all in my next one. Bye guys.